I'll start with, do you plan to add any extra events to make up for the events that were canceled this year?
Most definitely. I know that Rochelle was planning a kind of like fam event that I was talking about in my speech. I wanted to implement the events that I said in my speech and definitely add more things so that people can have the chance to bond, since being social is a part of like the Filipino culture. And I'm definitely trying to implement more things where people can kind of grow, but also be social. And I know a lot of us are either introverts or extroverts. So I wanted to do things that kind of cater to both aspects of people.
For sure, Evan, you guys can.
What are some changes you'd like to make to the KAA program to make sure that KAAs keep in touch with each other?
In terms of the KAA program, just as I said before, I feel like creating events where like KAAs, like Kuya authors and audings can kind of like meet with each other more. I feel like if you leave it up to the Kuyas or authors or audings to like remain in constant communication, it's really hard since people tend to get busy. So having like monthly little events that people could come to and just have the opportunity to like see one another is definitely easier, since people are more prone to going to events that are planned in advance so they don't have to think about it or do all this planning themselves.
Walk us through your planning stage of an event.
For me, for planning, I do a lot of research because I'm a nerd and I like researching. So, for example, for Friendsgiving, I spent hours just looking up a venue because I wanted to keep in mind of like the budget. I keep in mind lots of things like our budget, like accessibility, like in terms of the events that we want to do or like games we want to do. So I definitely start with kind of like having an outline of what I want to look like plan, and then I go online, I do research, I find venues, like look up like games that we could play, and then I'm trying, one of the flaws that I have is taking up all the work for myself. So I'm trying to implement a more like delegative system where I can delegate things to other people. So I'm trying to implement like delegating like certain skills and like talents of others and using their help to help me plan events. And yeah.
What's something new that you can bring to the table?
Something new that I can bring to the table. I feel like something new would be kind of like my love for like sociability. I definitely want to add more external events with other schools because I know that there are so many different Filipino communities around our community, and I think it would be a really good opportunity if we were able to kind of bond and grow with these people, since I know we can relate with each other like on another basis. And even though the Filipino community is so small here, like SoCal has so many different Filipinos, so I wanted to like create more mixers, do more things like that. And the fact that I love people and I love just meeting new people, I wanted to help my community to the club.
What ideas do you have to give our members
The Wi-Fi
even better retreats?
I'm so sorry, the Wi-Fi like cut out. What did you say?
What ideas do you have to give our members even better retreats?
In terms of retreats, I sadly didn't go to the one in fall, so I don't have crazy like personal experience with it. But in terms of retreats, I wanted to like possibly send out a Google form so that people would like be able to contribute their own ideas to like ideas. So it's not just like me or just Ebor thinking of where we want to go. Because I know general members have really good ideas and they have like ideas for games that we could play when we do the retreat. I definitely think opening it up to like all members would help.
We have time for one more question.
Programming director is one of the most important roles and requires a lot of planning. What makes you prepared for this role?
What makes me prepared for this role? I definitely want to say that I'm so dedicated to the club, and I'm always so in awe of how Rochelle like has been programming director, and this is definitely one of the dreams that I've aspired to be for this club. And I wanted just to contribute my organizational skills and like my dreams for the people and like the members. and apply that to a programming director.